sycamore tree, hanging from the rope does a tire swing, when my daddy would swing me when I was young. We go round and round and round to the rhythm of love. That was a little song I wrote a few years ago called The Rhythm of Love, and I wrote it at my kitchen table with a co-writer of mine. And we just really kind of talked about my childhood and where I came from. A majority of that childhood revolved around music. I came from a very modest family, but music was something that always filled their lives, and it's something they passed down to me. And so for that, I'm forever grateful. And this here is my grandfather's old guitar. Funny story how he obtained this. This is an old 1967 Gibson J50. So for those of you that know guitars, know that it's a fine instrument. He didn't have the money to go out and buy an instrument like this, but one of his clients, he didn't have the money to pay for it, but he said, I have this guitar, I'll trade you for your services or your work. And so that's how he came across this guitar. And a few years before he passed away, he gave me this guitar. And it's just something that to me just holds no monetary value to me. It is truly priceless, and I'm just really thankful for not only this gift, but the gift of music that he and the rest of my family gave to me.
Hi there, and welcome to the Melody Music Studios interview series, where we get to know our teachers a little bit better. I'm Ashley. Today with Charlesy. Charlesy, thanks so much for joining me for this.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So my first question for you is, what instruments do you teach?
I teach piano, voice, and guitar.
Excellent. And what ages or experience levels do you primarily work with?
Really all ages, all experience levels. I mean, from 5 years old up to, 60 plus. So wide range there. Yeah.
Beautiful. So just about everybody.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So my first question to dive in deep is, what has been your favorite live music experience or concert experience that you attended?
That's a tough one because I grew up, my father, he took me to concerts all the time. And my first concert, I was 5 years old. I was in kindergarten, but I still remember it vividly. And it was Emmylou Harris. So that's probably one of my most vivid concert memories. But, fast forward many years later, and I think, currently, my favorite band, hands down, is Tedeschi Trucks Band. And so I've seen them several times at the Ryman, and I don't think anybody out there can touch them. So currently that's my favorite.
Wonderful. Sounds like a couple of great experiences there.
Yeah.
So why did you choose the instrument that you play? What made you want to get into learning that specifically?
Piano, one, because it was always around at my grandmother's house. And so I would just sit down and she would teach me things, and I would play just with the piano books she had laying around. So that was accessible. And then my dad gave me my first guitar when I was, I think, 7. So it's just what was available. And so I just, picked it up.
Great. Wonderful. So would you say that you come from a musical family?
I definitely do, on both my mom and my dad's side. So, yeah. So my grandmother, she was in a gospel group when I was younger, and when my mom was growing up, and they actually, they made records and recorded in Nashville, and regionally they had some notoriety, but also, my dad's parents, they did records too. So I come by it honestly. My uncle's a songwriter, and my mom wrote when I was little as well. So, and my dad has too. So I definitely come by it, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely sounds like
Mm-hmm.
whole family. It's in the genes.
It's definitely in the blood for sure.
So what advice would you give to someone, or what would you say to someone who is thinking about becoming a music teacher?
I think teaching, no matter what discipline it is it's not for the faint of heart.
Sure.
And at times it can be a labor of love, and sometimes it's not even about the music. I've had many students throughout 20 plus years of teaching say, well, you didn't plan on being my therapist too, did you? Because I think music gets us to a vulnerable state.
Yes.
Sometimes it just taps into things that we didn't even realize, or people don't realize that they're kind of holding on to, and before you know it, we've got the tears flowing, and so you just kind of have to be there and listen, and you just kind of have to let people experience that. And music, it's a really powerful tool that we have, and also it's a really special gift that we can share.
Well, yeah, that was beautifully said. So other than teaching music, what other musical aspirations do you have?
Well, I'm a songwriter as well. And so I'm getting ready to release a new record actually in the fall.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. I've been working with an independent label, some friends of mine from Nashville. I lived there for 13 years, so that's kind of second home to me for sure.
Charlie, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. You've given us beautiful answers, and I'm sure that anyone who is listening or watching, I'm sure has been really just enthralled in everything that you've talked to us about. So, so we are going to go ahead and say goodbye for today and sign off.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Much. Bye.
Bye.